Hey everybody, I am David Geisler, host of the Technophiles podcast, here with Mr. T.C. DeWitt of Top Shelf Disney.
Me.
That is him.
Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios Library podcast. Too long. We'll just call it Top Shelf Disney.
We've spoken to that point on every single episode, but we never know if this
might be someone's first
episode. So we are doing. I am during summer break here, TC, as we have said in our other episodes for the people who have watched those. First, Technophiles is on summer break just because we have some downtime for the fun of it. I got in touch with you. You host co-host a show with Jeff Bell called Top Shelf Disney Blah.
Exactly.
And it's a wonderful show. I'm a big fan. I listened to it, and I asked if you wanted to do kind of like a little side evening of a little merging of like a crossover episode where you come and play Disney video games with me.
It's a whole new world.
Now, frankly, I'm actually coming to your space here at Redacted Media, but nevertheless, thank you for having me.
I'm happy to be on. This has been a lot of fun.
It has been. We've been doing even though it's 6 different episodes, we've been recording them all in one evening here, and we've already
You've
played.
ruined the illusion.
What are some of the highlights and lowlights for you so far in our previous episodes?
That Beauty and the Beast episode. Do. That's my ringtone now.
Beauty and the Beast song.
It's the Beauty and the Beast song. Tale as old as time.
And it had that nice 8-bit like noise.
I think that was a low lights.
Beauty and the Beast, that was rough stuff.
But the
Little Mermaid's pretty good.
Little Mermaid's the best. That's
You had a good story.
I have the memories for it. I've beaten the game. We had a lot of fun with that one. I think that's been the best so far. Now Aladdin, which we're playing right now.
Yep.
This is another one. I think this was a game I rented.
I rented it and beat it within the same rental.
Wow. Okay.
I went hardcore on this. It was like, so you were saying in the last episode is the first time that you got a wait, no, I just lost my train of thought because I realized we should probably start the game.
Yeah.
Let's start the game and talk about this. Okay, so I have the recorder going on Aladdin here. Capcom who did Little Mermaid.
Classic Nintendo
I've mentioned this in the other episodes. However, there's obviously kind of a theme here. We have Virgin Interactive and Capcom kind of going back and forth creating Disney games, except for Hudson, who did the Beauty and the Beast.
The best.
Anomaly. So I had gotten a Super Nintendo, and this was the first real game that I rented. I used to go to the mall to try to play it, and I rented it, and I was so excited that I had a Super Nintendo that it was one of those classic, like, sat there for the whole weekend until I finished it. And my parents, I think they were aware that I was so excited to have a Super Nintendo, they allowed it.
Yeah.
Like, they allowed me to play Super Nintendo all weekend long, and sure enough, I beat this game in the first try. Not first try, first time renting. We get some action here?
I'm just getting started, yeah.
So have you played Disney's Aladdin much? I've played this to death.
So like I said, I remember renting this game, and I remember really just constantly trying to get to the genie levels.
Sure.
Oh, take that. Yeah.
You only have so many apples, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You do not have a sword in the Capcom version.
You gotta stay one
It's more about jumping. It's more about well-timed jumps in this game.
Oh, a poo scared me.
Now, with this game, there was kind of a famous rivalry with the Genesis Aladdin and the Super Nintendo Aladdin, because the Genesis Aladdin was done by Virgin and did have the hand-drawn cells.
Oh, okay.
And this Capcom version, these graphics, in my opinion, are very, very beautiful sprite graphics, but they're not the hand-drawn, rotoscoping kind of thingy.
Yeah.
These are all just...
Come on.
Seriously, dude?
I was listening to you.
I know. My story about the rivalry was so captivating, huh?
So was it developed with 2 completely different animation teams?
Yep.
Like they did not share.
So this Capcom game, the animation was done at Capcom.
Wow. Okay.
So this was pretty interesting. The Game Boy or the Genesis one. I'm just repeating myself. It's hard to talk when you're also playing.
Yeah, it's hard to listen when I was playing too.
Yeah. So the genie levels were always fun.
Yeah.
I always thought that the
lamp, not the lamp, the rug.
The rug level was great. All the cave levels, everything in the cave, which is basically levels 2 and 3, were just gorgeous in my opinion. This is definitely sprite art. It's not like this stuff is all the fabric's over here somewhere. Or maybe I passed it already.
I love the physics that you don't get hurt falling that far.
I think I did pass it already. Here's Genie.
Yay. I was saying before with Beauty and the Beast, there are some games that there's no reason to make a video game based on
Maybe it's
Beauty
right
and the
here.
Beast.
Yeah.
But with Aladdin, like this is
exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I've missed the the fabric that you can find, but I think you can get it later. You know what? I don't know if you can. Oh, I can't go back now. It's too late.
You failed. It's like the Mario...
So when I used to... We're playing this fast right now for the sake of this video, but I used to get every gem, everything, and there's a... The first time I played this game, I didn't know that you could grab that fabric. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say the fabric?
I think so.
And you hold the R button and you can float.
Yes.
So I actually... I'm bragging now. Beat this whole game without that feature, because I didn't know it existed.
It's like with clinging to walls with Beast.
Apparently. Mode 7, we'll get some Mode 7 graphics going here.
Or like with Jungle Book, you didn't know you could shoot diagonally.
Shut it up, you.
Come on. Oh.
Pardon me. 2 up, that's fine, whatever. Would you like to take this next level?
Yeah.
We're kind of handing back and forth here.
I love Robin Williams, and I love Aladdin. Like,
yeah.
Just playing this game is making me happy.
I did actually, then I would continue to rent this game. Finally, I bought it. I mean, really, the success of this game, in my opinion, is I bought Lion King blind because I liked this game so much.
Oh, wow.
And Lion King was not done by Capcom. It's 2 different... I think Lion King was Virgin again. However, this whole, like, when Aladdin could grab the sides like that and pull himself up, at the time, that was still a pretty new mechanic.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Grab that thing. Grab that fabric.
Whoa.
This is before Earthworm Jim was grabbing edges. There we go.
All right. So now...
This is before Indiana Jones. Right. So you hold the R button when you're floating down. There you go. It's like the Mario tail. It changes the game. There you go. Yeah, kick that barrel.
Oh!
Oh no, barrel to the face. He's laughing.
In your face. The Royal Guard there, voiced by Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
We've all got swords. The voice of dozens upon dozens of Disney characters, including Darkwing Duck, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger. Jim Cummings has been a voice in like every Disney movie of the Renaissance era. Oh, what am I doing?
Oh, keep going. It's okay.
That's Street Rat.
He gets sad. Look, he's disappointed in himself when that happens.
I'm disappointed.
I remember thinking his hair bouncing was awesome. Hopefully we can at least in this time frame get to the castle at least. Okay. Well, Genie might be a solid 20 minutes.
All right.
Because Genie's level 4, World 4, I think, and then the ancient pyramid, which they just added into the plot line. This game's really weird. It takes off real slow. So in the beginning here, he's in Agrabah for a bunch of levels. Then he spends 2 worlds in the cave. Then he goes into the Genie lamp for a world. Then they just add in a pyramid. Like they add in a cutscene where like, as they were flying back to Agrabah, Genie notices a pyramid. Aladdin says they should go investigate.
So they do.
And then you finish with the pyramid level, and the very next level, you think like, okay, now we got to get back into Agrabah, fighting Jafar.
Boing.
The end. It's the end. It's like, let's go explore this pyramid for no reason, and then Jafar's
This game's not long enough.
Jafar's no. That's the same arrow that got you last time.
Boing. Aha.
Oh. Here we go. Can you do a Jim Cummings voice here?
You idiots! We all got swords.
But he's always got that like kind of thing in there. You know what I mean? Maybe not.
There is an amazing on our Lion King episode for Top Shelf. You guys will hear this. There's a little bit of trivia concerning Jim Cummings. So Jim Cummings in Lion King voiced Ed.
Did he really?
The hyena, right?
Never knew.
Which is just the laugh.
More death. I'll take it. Okay.
But there's a Jim Cummings bit of trivia that I won't spoil here, but for the episode it's specifically Lion King. It's really neat because Jim Cummings is such a legend to Disney voice acting. It just adds to how awesome he is. And I'll leave it at that. Go check that out. It's on the Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios podcast.
Keep selling yourself. But no, in a way, that's kind of... Oh, I'm out of apples. I tried to throw an apple at him. No, of course. I love your guys' show. I've been a fan from the beginning. Here we go.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the line. Woo! So, we have not recorded our episode for Aladdin or Lion King yet.
Yeah, it is true that you and I are playing Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King before you and Jeff have actually talked about it.
The nice thing is because this isn't going to spoil anything.
The audience won't see it. I'll have this come out like after your episode.
Right. But it's not. It's complimentary to the. Just it's another. Oh, you liked our Aladdin stuff? here's me BSing with David about the video game.
Oh, I used to be able to time it so that he'd kick him.
Now,
yeah.
Though I was complimentary about this game, being like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bit of the same thing over and over again.
No, that's just this world, dude.
Boing.
I'm getting sloppy here.
You're getting cocky like I was with Little Mermaid.
A little bit. Because it's almost muscle memory, and apparently not enough of it.
So when you were playing, would you play till you got blisters?
I never actually got Nintendo blisters, but I play. This is kind of nerdy, but like I play with the tips of my thumbs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people play with the flats of their thumbs.
Oh, interesting. I guess I'd have to hold on these.
So see, I put my thumbs go at a 90-degree angle, and I push straight down.
Yeah.
A lot of people do this.
Let me see.
I know the viewers here. Why don't you play it? Go for it.
Oh.
Our viewers can't see what we're doing right now. But the people who go flat thumb, they tend to get blisters more because there's more rubbing.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, we're talking about blisters. How interesting is this? The first Mario game I ever beat was Mario Brothers 3.
Sure.
Now, one of the things about these old school games is there was no saving. Like you could save in Zelda, right?
Yeah, they had to put a battery in for it.
You could save maps for Excite Bike, but in the grand scheme, there was no saving your game. So you would just leave your system on.
Oh, I never did that.
You would never leave. Oh my gosh, yeah! Like you could just leave your.
I would just play. That's kind of why the warp zones were there. Is always like as you learn about the warp zones.
In like Mario and whatnot.
Yeah, in the Mario games.
So the first Mario I ever beat was Mario Brothers 3, and my brother and I played it until we beat it, and I had blisters on my thumbs, but not on the pads of my thumbs.
Oh god!
Not on the pads of my thumbs. The tops of my thumbs, like the knuckle.
Oh,
of
weird.
My thumbs.
How?
I have no idea.
TC, that's called dehydration. I don't know what that is. Careful here. So, no, you did it. Oh my god, my heart is racing. You can do it. I'm a fan. So what's your take on these graphics? How are you feeling about it? We got some nice parallax going back there.
Yeah, like it's similar to what we saw with Pinocchio, because the video game for Pinocchio came out in the same era. Is that right?
Same era after this, a couple years after
this
this.
Blanket just changes the game.
It really does. It almost makes it too easy. The Pinocchio came out about 4 years after this. Now, one thing I would say about this game that I do love is that yes, its graphics are pixel art beautiful. Mm-hmm. Nothing is overly cartoony. It still has a video game feel to it.
Yeah.
You can. One thing that I think this game does a lot better than Pinocchio is it's intuitively obvious what a platform is, what you can stand on.
Right. With Pinocchio, we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
Right. It was a little bit of that. Like they draw a picture and then they just draw these invisible lines that people walk on. Mm-hmm, you know, Earthworm Jim did that as well. I've been referencing Earthworm Jim a lot, but they did it as well. But they did it a little better. You could kind of tell where your path was. This is very clear, which I think is very important for a platformer.
Oh, come on! I landed. Take that, Jim Cummings.
Remember in Aladdin 2 when he cuts through the log and then it waits for a second and then it bounces and breaks in half?
Aladdin 2 reference. Now, mentioned it earlier on the podcast, we are only watching the studio films.
Yeah.
We are not watching the straight-to-DVD sequels. We are not watching even some of the sequels that were...
Watch out!
Oh, I thought I had apples.
Yeah, I know. That happened to me earlier. No apples for you.
I don't. We don't watch any of the straight-to-DVD sequels.
So just jump on this guy 3 times, but he's got... Maybe you remember, but he swipes first and then you jump on his head. So you dodge the swipe. Works for me. Close call, but it works for me. Yep. This is the guy you steal the apple from. Hey, you got this down. One more.
Oh, God. No,
into the death. You know what? Keep going. Keep going, TC. I don't buy that. If only they look closer. There it is. Foot to the face.
In the face.
Da-da-da. Just flying over everybody.
Oh, man, I loved Aladdin. I saw Aladdin in theaters.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
And I saw it in theaters with my parents. It was just me, my mom, and my dad. And sorry, this is repetitive of this.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just checking our time.
I told this story on the podcast as well for this episode, but that I was lounging in my seat watching this movie to the point where like my parents made fun of me after the fact. Like, were you comfortable? I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was comfortable. Why? Because you were like completely horizontal. Boing. Oh, come on!
TC, you lost your mojo here.
Oh!
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Oh, get out of my face with your sword.
Let's get to it. Boink.
Take that. Oh.
Up and over, up and over.
Oh, well,
whoa!
yeah.
See, the
Now
apples are
he's
usually in these things. We might have to... Just a bunch of bread. Maybe they purposely don't give you apples so in this...
Boss fight?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Give me back.
That guy was going to cut off her hands.
Yep.
Aha!
Oh, shut it.
That's so
Popular now?
Popular now? What am I saying?
Oh, man, I'm going too slow. You were right on it. So it's really with the... Oh, my gosh. I'm done with this. Look at a boo. Oh, yeah, this is a good example where there's like a little bit of... Nope, too slow.
Nah.
Joe, try it. I don't have
time,
it in me. I don't have it in me. Then we're going to move on to the Game Boy version.
Yeah. With the sidekick character?
Yeah, that's a little bit of artificial intelligence running there on Abu, by the way. Abu? Apu?
Apu.
Yeah.
Apu is from Simpsons. This is Abu.
Yeah.
Abu the monkey.
I inverted my B and P. I dyslexic.
Hey, Britt. There you go. You dyslexic it.
Yep.
That's a thing. Yeah, I guess there is a...
Because that's not a controlled animation. He has a certain amount of information. Well, now he's doing it. But as he follows you through the level, that's a bit of... That's some code telling him where to go. Do it, TC. I believe in you.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, that was okay. Close call.
You know what I'm noticing with as we're getting to the more difficult era games?
Yeah.
The more frustrated I'm getting. Oh, I died!
Really?
Are you kidding me?
Try it one more time.
It's
No. You know what? We should go. Could we hit game over?
Yeah.
So now this is what we're gonna do. I know you're making a point. What, you're getting more frustrated because it's more kinetic or what's going on?
Not like it's not. I'm not like super angry, but it's that you get that video game anger. You know that video game like, no, I want to do it.
Maybe the games are getting a little more action packed. Maybe they're even getting easier to play, but they are more challenging. So like you're in it more. It's more visceral. It might be that.
Well, here let's pop this out and stick in the
Yep.
Game
I got
Boy
a treat for you.
Okay.
Okay, TC, here we go. Now notice, this is not Capcom. This is Virgin.
Okay, so like you said, they didn't share assets, right?
So, by the way, this one's enhanced for Super Game Boy, which is funny. It's just a border. We're just gonna play on regular colors here.
Yeah.
So,
black and white.
I want to say something before we get into this. I'm gonna let you play it. The Game Boy game is actually a port of the Sega Genesis game.
Weird. Okay.
Enjoy.
Oh boy. You sound like a threat. Okay. I'm just gonna.
It's a really good port.
And I'm just gonna. And there's Jafar.
You know, when you're playing Aladdin, it's really about the physics. It's about responsive time. It's about clear platforms, clear enemies.
Holy cow. Okay, so there's jump. Oh, I have a sword now.
You have a sword, but you can't use it.
Wait, how do I?
How do you use it?
I can't use.
Push B. They mixed the sword animation and the apple throwing animation because they didn't have enough action buttons.
Ugh.
So now, some people will loosely recognize this as the Sega Genesis game. Here's the little guy that throws the knives at you.
Oh gosh. Ah.
Very loosely recognizes the camel that spits.
Oh, okay. How do I? This is not. Oh, okay, there's a little thing. Hey, look, there's that climb cycle.
You saw it. I was hoping you'd see
it.
Same cycle.
Maybe it's because
look at that.
Over the course of all the Disney animation movies, I can spot the reused animation pretty quickly.
So we spoke about in our Jungle Book episode that there was a climb animation with Mowgli, and I hinted to TC. I said that we're going to see that animation again, and here it is. This frame rate's atrocious.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
Because it's basically running a Sega game, super scaled down. And I don't remember why. I think Capcom's thing was they were just going to make the Super NES one, and then and then basically Virgin made every other version. The one that came out on PC, the one that came out on Genesis, the one that everybody knows.
Oh no!
The Super Nintendo.
No, back by this guy. Oh, Aladdin.
You're not doing too bad, all things considered here. I didn't even think you were going to make it this far, and that's not about my thoughts on your gameplay.
What? I landed on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can jump on guys. Can you do that in the Sega one?
Already better.
Already looking better. Yep.
Color.
So what's the cover here? 2000. So this is coming out a year after the Beauty and the Beast game.
Well, we saw how well
Disney Interactive Crawfish. So they were part of the port here. They handled the port. I understand. Okay. All right. So 2000 graphics on Game Boy Color.
Throw these apples, spend these jewels,
oh my gosh, pardon
extra
me.
Health, extra life. Okay, reset.
This is going to be... You're going to recognize this from the game we just played.
Okay, but it's just going to be better.
Yeah, the level layout's identical. Okay. It's actually kind of interesting.
Oh, so it's just the same thing. Oh.
I actually have a
now
sword.
I have a sword.
You can tell it's running at a higher frame rate. See, you're jumping over the fire. They actually have fire particle effects now. I mean, I'm not saying that this is good. This is still pretty rough, but
yeah, but now it can murder people.
Incomparable. So that was the thing. So there's this expression when you're talking about violence in kids' movies, and they always talk about non-repeatable violence. So like if a character punches another character, that's something a kid can go and repeat.
Right.
If you give a character a super goopy blue blaster gun that blobs on people, that cannot be repeated in the real world.
Oh, okay.
So it's more acceptable. So like throwing apples at a character is, it's true. This game, you're hacking people with a sword, which I always thought was a little weird.
Wait, do I have to go?
Yeah, you have to go back up the rope. But are you recognizing the same level layout?
Yeah, it's running a.
There's that frame cycle. Wait, do the climb one more time. I just want to see it.
Classic.
It's just a quick jump here. There you go.
That is a giant barrel.
Yes, it is.
It's like challenging me. Can I jump on it?
He really is. Whoa. There you go.
I killed you.
Get
that arm.
I'm so sorry. I'm coughing.
That's right.
I mean, grab I don't know. My water is.
Oh, Aladdin.
On the other side. Oh, here's my water. You can do it. Give it to a game over, and then we'll move on to the piece of resistance.
Piece de la resistance. So, what's your? We've talked about these games so much, but I haven't asked you about the movies. Like, what is your?
Okay.
How do you feel about like Aladdin? Let's just
specifically.
This.
So I remember when I saw Aladdin, I loved it. It was clear to me that it was kind of basic plot line wise. Like it was a little bit guy saves the girl kind of stuff towards the end. Even as a kid, I could recognize that. But I thought the genie stuff was awesome. I had a huge crush on Jasmine, and so everything that Aladdin did for her, like I was into it.
Yeah,
it's the same way my nieces have huge crushes on Han Solo right now. Like
as
anything,
that is correct.
Anything that Han Solo does, they're into it.
He's so handsome and scoundrelly.
And
kind of rapey.
Pardon me. Lion King, I did love very much, all the way through. I thought it was pretty impressive, and it hit me at a time where Jurassic Park had come out the year before. Mm-hmm. Jurassic Park ignited my kind of like true, not love for film, but it ignited my want to make film. It was Jurassic Park was my Star Wars in that it was the thing that made me say I want to go to film school.
Yeah.
So coming right off of that was Lion King. Also in that same time, we're in this space where you're getting actual like I know that like even in Black Cauldron you guys were talking about how there's computer animation. Oliver and Company has all the computer generated cars and stuff like that. Yeah. But with the Beauty and the Beast dance scene and the Aladdin carpet and then the ride through, that was lining up with like my love for film and then the dinosaurs and the computer animation. So when I watched Lion King, I was very aware and excited about some of the more subtle uses of computer animation and stuff like that. And then also in Pocahontas when they had the computer generated canoe, I was very excited about that. So I guess that's my really super long-winded answer to saying that I did enjoy Aladdin
for its computer animation and Genie.
And Genie, and I mean, you know, it was a little bit of a romantic comedy kind of thingy going on there. You know, it's weird with Aladdin because it's still a princess and it's a guy pretending to be a prince, but it's not of the same tone as like Cinderella.
Oh no, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Crud. The Disney Renaissance, what it did was it returned to what worked 100%, like what really, really worked for the classic films, like Cinderella, like Jungle Book, like gosh darn it. But it found a new voice, and the Disney musicals as people know them, is the Disney Renaissance. I think, not Cinderella, not Jungle Book, not those old Golden Age movies. It's the Renaissance. That's what people know. And I think
at the time, Aladdin felt hip, similar to like how Megara felt kind of hip. Like Hercules felt kind of hip a little bit when it came out. Aladdin had a similar tone at the time.
It's cool.
And when I say hip, I don't mean like dream. God. You're just gonna keep missing this thing. Maybe stop moving and then push the jump. I don't know. You know, and not like, and I know that like you've even TC mentioned on the show like the DreamWorks comparison. Sometimes. He's losing his mind. The DreamWorks, sorry. I'm not saying that Hercules and like I think the one that got closest to that might have been the goat one or the llama one.
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove was almost a little too hip for my taste, but it was funny. Ultimately, we're going to finish this up because we're going to go do Lion King and have a great time with it. If you had to ask me on the spot, my 2 favorite Disney films, I will admit, are Tarzan and Hercules, my absolute 2 favorite of all time.
Interesting.
I love Tarzan, the movie. I think there's some structure that I wish was a little different, but otherwise, I'm very pleased with it. And then Hercules, something about the villain and Megar, like there's the lines, the performance of the lines were done in a way that it was starting to feel new to animation. The fact that they were just letting these people almost have kind of improv-ish feelings to the line delivery, I thought that was really exciting. In Hercules.
I'm looking forward to getting to Tarzan in the top shelf cast because we did a rewatchment of Tarzan.
Oh, interesting.
Like 4 or 5 years ago. So anyway, thank you for watching this one. This was number 5 of our 6-part series of these
one more to go.
Disney movies or Disney games attached to the Disney movies. Again, I'm TC Dewitt from the Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios podcast, or just Top Shelf Disney. You can find us on Facebook.com/TopShelfPod.
Yep, he pointed to me, which means it's my turn to go. You're starting to take over the show here, but I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it, TC. Yeah, of course, because I guess because we're on our channel, I feel less inclined to like.
Right.
Say, this is where you are.
Who are you?
But I'm David from the Technophiles podcast. You're welcome to check out our episodes by searching Technophiles on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of it. You will find some version of us at those things. Not MySpace. Not MySpace anymore.
It takes out classifieds in Blue Book.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's just QR codes. It's really kind of like hipster retro. Anyway, yeah. Click on the video to the left if you want to go check out a recommended video from our channel.